Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King 3, and today I'm going to be giving you part 16 of What If Naruto Was a Perfect Experiment. Remember to get this one to 100 like as usual, share this to all of your friends in your social media platform, and also go ahead and check out the brand new episode of What If Naruto Was in Prison and sealed away for 18 years. And enjoy that guys over Anime King 2. And remember, if you're new and this is the first time you hear my voice, go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become part of the Anime King family. And thank you for all of your help and support. Remember to comment down below and tell me if you're new, I'll be replying talking back to all of you. And yeah, without further ado, what is to begin this brand new episode? Remember to stay tuned for a new episode coming over Anime King. So yeah, let's get straight into this guys. So, the last part that we left off, it has been over a week, as they had gambled, they had drank. As Naruto had woken up with a pounding headache, his chakra system felt off. It was then that Shizune explained that Tsunade had drugged both him and Jiraiya, so that she would not be followed. As Naruto fixed himself up, his body was a lot faster to recover. Jiraiya was still on the offensive. As they made their way to find Tsunade, meanwhile, Tsunade was greeted by Gurren and Orochimaru. As Tsunade was here to kill Orochimaru, not to heal his hands, they started the fight. As Gurren, there was no chance against Tsunade, but luckily she knew Tsunade's weakness because of Orochimaru, her hemophobia. Tsunade started to tremble as the blood splattered on her. Before Gurren could take her though, she heard a voice that scared her. Gurren was one of Orochimaru's close, number 2, so she knew of Naruto quite well, and knew of the monster that he was. As she turned towards him, as Orochimaru was happy to see Naruto here. What a good coincidence. As Jiraiya arrived as well, seeing what was about to happen, Naruto's eyes turned blood red. There was no pupils or anything, it just turned red. As Tsunade was caught in a genjutsu, as he made her relive that moment of her losing Dad in Milwaukee, he also made her get a sense of freedom as her spirits left their corpses and told her to move on, trying to show her a better way. It took a while, but Tsunade was able to focus on Naruto who appeared. As he explained to her, he didn't have much time, but they were in a base-like genjutsu like the Sharingan, something that he created on himself. As he did not tell her who exactly, but Orochimaru had someone important to him, but recently he got some information on how to free this person, but it will take a while. And also, he will kill Orochimaru as well. He just needed their help. She had to put him and play like he was a villain, or Orochimaru would not fully trust him. The man had long since never trusted Naruto, but if he knew that Naruto was behind killing Kabuto and now had Kabuto ahead with all his secret inside, well, Orochimaru used him to destroy the Hidden Leaf, or perhaps kill Tsunade and Jiraiya. Tsunade agreed with his plan, as Naruto backstabbed Jiraiya and hit him away. Jiraiya was confused and shocked, as Naruto started to fight along Orochimaru's side. Tsunade got violent, as she couldn't believe that he betrayed her. She played the act quite well, as they fought until they made their grand escape along with Gurren. Jiraiya sat there as he was disturbed, troubled, angry, as he blamed himself. He wasn't there to grow the kid, and now look what he did because of his absence. He was angry. But Tsunade said that she would be going back to Konoha and label Naruto missing in. She trusted him, and this is what the monster did to her, as she was furious. In his sad, broken state, Jiraiya did not notice that she was going along too easy with this, but Shizune did though. With that, they went back to Konoha as Naruto was labeled a missing name. The other villagers got the report. Even the Hidden Stone as well as Kurasuke wanted him to pay as he humiliated her. He destroyed her. He made her feel pathetic. Gaara was surprised by that. As Yujito knew it, Samui was a bit sad. As Yujito sighed, it seemed like her student had fell for the blonde. He had this charming thing about him and it was easy to fall for the damn blonde. And now she was upset. Meanwhile, Naruto finally returned. As a memory struck him, it was when he was first being experimented on. It was Karin Uzumaki. That is why Naruto never called himself Namikaze. As it was her, she was like a sister mother to him. As she was happy to see him. But Naruto found a way to save her. As she gave him a vial for blood, while no one was watching. As Naruto was already planning things out. As he had sent Kabute's head off. As he knew someone that could enter the mind of people, even the dead. He sent the blood back to Tsunade to do her research with a clone. As Sasuke decided to leave the village, Orochimaru sent Naruto to make sure Sasuke get here. He wanted to send Gorin, but Naruto would not allow her to come. As he made a solemn vow that he would not disobey this time, as he wanted to be with Karin. As Orochimaru warned him just in case. And with that, Naruto set off, along with his two wood clones, to fulfill their objectives. So yeah guys, that's basically as we left off. You guys can switch your cursor, please check it for yourself. So let's begin this new episode. We begin this new episode at Konoha. Several people were unhappy about the events that took place, while many of them are out on missions, including one Kurona as she went on missions to clear her head. Unfortunately, she was not here because she would have been a big help. Her mind was currently conflicted. She had trusted him. She had trusted him so much, but he did warn her that he was not a good person. But she did not listen. It was her fault. By now, almost everyone knew that he had deserted the village. As everyone realized that he had joined Orochimaru. With Orochimaru hearing this, and that Naruto's placed in the bingo book, wanted dead or alive by Konoha. Well, he realized that his pupil had truly returned to his side for his own use. Uncle was also out on missions as well. He used them to clear her mind. As she remembered everything, and it was so painful. Usually she was not someone that focused on these things, being with someone, being happy. But yet he destroyed her by abandoning her. It brought up old members of Orochimaru. Tsunade had sent the girls out on missions because Konoha needed the fundings because of the invasion. Many buildings and constructions were destroyed. And she did not have anyone to send out to retrieve Sasuke except for the Genins. She just hoped that he could reach him in time. She already sent a message out to the Sen. The Sen wanted to get back in good favor with Konoha, so they would do their best to get Uchiha back. But there was one Sakura Haruno who was in the village. She was down as she sat on the Hokage's monument, sitting on the fourth Hokage's head. First, Naruto left and abandoned them. He had become her good friend. He helped her, he taught her. He saved her life several times. He was the only reason why she was so strong as she was right now. If it wasn't for him, as she just sat there looking up in the sky, she felt so useless though. She was unable to convince Sasuke to stay last night. She couldn't find in herself to force Sasuke or hurt him, and he knocked her out. And now he was gone. She couldn't even find herself to go. She felt so depressed and down. Her entire being, it was like something inside of her had slowly chipped away. Team 7 was a perfect team. Although Naruto was a pervert who hit on everything that Waki was her friend. And Sasuke, she still had feelings for him, strong ones, and they were becoming closer because he was seeing that she was not as weak as she was before, and now he also abandoned her. As she just sat there, she was depressed. As she just prayed that they were able to bring him back. But when it comes to Naruto, she didn't know. As he was gone, and he was placed in the bingo book, that made things even worse. Jiraiya was not here. as he was hell-bent on finding Naruto and bringing him back by force if necessary. On the other hand, Tsunade did not like lying to him, but the less people know the better. Once he was finished, once the snake signing was gone, once she was able to help this person that Naruto cared about so much, he would return. And hopefully they will understand. They will be a bit pissed at him, and probably at her as well. But she was a Hokage. It was her duty to make sure that Konoha was kept in working condition and getting rid of one of Konoha's greatest enemies. Well, if she had to turn Naruto into a missing name to do that, she would. He could take care of himself, as she had seen that perfectly clearly already, and they already spoke to each other about it. And he was willing to do this. He had no qualms against it. Even if the Uchiha went to Orochimaru, she was sure that Naruto would not let anything happen to Sasuke. Meanwhile, the Stone Four was making their way. Sasuke was stuck inside of a coffin, as Drobo was carrying the heavy thing on his back. They had been moving. Suddenly, Kidomaru paused. "Seems like we're being followed," he said, as the group glanced behind them. "No need to fear, your savior is here." All of them paused at that voice. There were several different reactions. For Seikon, it was anger. Seikon was the leader of the Stone Four when Kimimaro was not around to give orders. But Naruto always put him down, always trying to find a way to show that he was not in control, and Seikon hated Naruto. But he could not go against him. He was Orochimaru's favorite, and not to mention, he didn't listen to anyone, not even Orochimaru. Seikon was angered by that, as Orochimaru let him get away with anything, and Seikon didn't like that one bit. As for Jirobo had no problems with Naruto. The blonde always have some tasty food that Jirobo never eat before, and he always gave him some. So Jirobo was loyal to Naruto as well. He feared him in an extent because of his power, and because of how wicked Naruto could be sometimes, but he was friends with the blonde. As for Kidomaru's attitude was like a drunken barman. Several times him and Naruto hit the town on several different missions, and they always went bar hopping. As the blonde was a lot of fun, but despite that he also feared him to some extent, because sometimes the blonde just switched into a wicked persona that slaughtered and murdered people for no particular reason. While Kidomaru was not above violence, he was afraid of the blonde a bit, but he liked hanging out with him. As for Teiwaya, the redhead was pissed off when she first met the blonde. He was not that talkative, but then after some time passed, he started to change. He became violent. He became powerful. And that was something she admired. And he was not afraid to speak his mind and do whatever the hell he wanted, just like how she was. As they had fooled around many times on many occasions. And then the blonde just left without saying a single word, and she was pissed off by that. So now as they all turned to face him, they had heard talks while they were in Konoha that he was gone. They did not know that he returned so soon. Knowing him, he would leave and do whatever he pleased. As all of them turned to face the blonde. "Hey there," said Naruto, as he gave him a friendly wave. Naruto reached out and caught the kunai that almost pierced his face, mighty aware. He moved as she destroyed the limb that he was on. "You asshole," she said. "As feisty as ever," said Naruto. "You left without saying a damn thing to anyone. You pissed me off, and I'm gonna hurt you for that." "Come on, Taewon. We can fool around later," said Naruto. "Right now, it seems like you guys have company." But she didn't care about that, as her curse mark spread over her body. The both of them were violent. It wasn't like they were this soft couple. Well, they weren't really a couple, but they were violent people. So they usually start things out in fighting, and they would always create a ruckus. She launched towards him again as the blonde blocked her fist. It slammed right into his palm. Her other fist slammed into his palm as Naruto gripped both of her hands and pulled her in close. As he wrapped one arm around her waist, as he held her tight, she struggled to get out of the blonde's grip. As his blue eyes peered deep into her own. "I get that you're pissed, And I'm all for fighting later on, but right now, there's things I have to do. So, calm the hell down, said Naruto, as his tone was not joking around. They knew when he got angry, and they knew that when he got angry he can be a person that would just kill you in a second, and he would not give a damn. Even her mouth was loud and she was foul. She said what was in her mind, but just like when Orochimaru gave her order, it was the same for Naruto. She knew that she had to fall in line. She managed to break away from him as he released her. I'm gonna get you for this later, she said. By all means, said Naruto. But for right now, why don't you guys go ahead? I'll handle these Konoha ninjas. Are you returning back, Naruto? Asked Robo. Yeah, as soon as I'm done here. Why don't you go and get that coffin to Orochimaru? Go on, hurry up, said Naruto. As Seikon scowled at that, only back for a damn second he was giving them orders already. The group turned. Hey man, said Kidomaru. Once this is all over, let's go for a drink. Sure thing, said Naruto. Teiwai simply glared at him, as he simply smiled back, and with that the group headed off. As Naruto sat down on the ground, as he waited. It took a few minutes, as he finally caught up. The group flashed in front of him, as Naruto saw all of them. Kiba, Shikamaru, Lee, Choji, Neji, all of them were there. As Naruto looked at all of them, they were surprised to see him, judging by the look on their faces. Naruto, said Shikamaru, being the first one to speak. I guess you heard what happened, said Naruto. Well, by now, it seems like everyone has heard. As Naruto saw all of them were tense in a bit. You have shown nothing but youthfulness on your endeavor while in Konoha. Please tell us that this is some sort of act, and that your youthfulness was not dim into the darkness, said Lee. So sorry, Lee. But you got me all wrong. It was fun, but now, playtimes is over. So you're telling me all this time, you were just having fun? Said Kiba as he looked towards the blonde. You were never really a part of Konoha. Nah, not really, said Naruto. But it was fun. Kiba clenched his fist. You pissed a lot of people off. Why, said Choji. Why are you doing this? As I said, I just did it for enjoyment. I'm gonna need you guys to turn around and go back home. I'm afraid that we can't do that. You are a missing link of Konoha, said Neji. And it is our obligation to take you down and bring you back, by force if necessary. And you are currently standing your way to retrieve the Uchiha. Move, or we will move you. Always a stern one, Neji, said Naruto. But, as I said, playtime is over. So I'm gonna ask you nicely once more. Turn around and go back to the village. Shikamaru narrowed his gaze on Naruto. Naruto, you came here fully knowing that we couldn't do that. And judging that you now went with Orochimaru, you're with those people. Yeah, they're my friends, if you can say that. So yeah, I'm keeping them protected. So I can't really let you guys pass. Although, I'm kind of saving your life. They will kill you all. Well, perhaps not Lee if you get real serious. Or Neji as well. As Naruto shrugged. But we won't know, would we? Kiba clenched his fist as he was really pissed off. The Inuzukas pride themselves on their loyalty with your pack. And Naruto had betrayed their pack. We're wasting time. We knock him out and bring him back to the village. And we get Sasuke as well. Kiba, wait, Shikamaru. Getsuga, said Kiba, as he spin, rushing towards Naruto. Akamaru barked at his partner to stop. Even Akamaru could sense it, but Kiba moved in too quickly. But before anything could happen, he was stuck in mid-air. As Shikamaru had his fingers locked together in her hand sign, a shadow connected to Kiba's shadow that was flying through the air. As he stopped him, Kiba's body was frozen. Shikamaru, what are you doing? Choji extended his hand, grabbed Kiba and he pulled him back as he placed him back down. You idiot, this is Naruto we're talking about. And now he's with the enemy. And if he doesn't hold back, We're all dead. You can't just rush in like that without a plan. Just watch him. He's not outright attacking us. That means he's buying time for Sasuke to get away. So we have time to create a plan. As Naruto sat back down, he just watched them. As Shikamaru realized that Naruto wasn't really going to attack them. He just wanted them to run out of time. As Naruto locked eyes with Shikamaru, "Always smart as ever, Shikamaru," said Naruto. "Yes, you're right. I know what you're thinking. I'm buying time. That is exactly what I'm doing. So, it's plain and simple. None of you will get past." Shikamaru sighed, troublesome blonde. "You know there's no going back from this, right, Naruto? You're assisting in Sasuke Uchiha leaving the village. Not to mention you're already missing in. This is just gonna make things worse. Even worse if you accidentally kill one of us." "Yes, I suppose you're right. But I don't really care anymore. If I did, perhaps I would hold back or something like that. But because of the past, I'll give you guys a chance. If you do not pursue, I won't have to hurt you. You guys haven't seen me when I'm a bad guy, only when I'm a good guy. So, if you know what is good for you, I suggest that you all run." As Shikamaru pulled back his team, as Neji kept a keen eye on Naruto, he was really not going to do anything. His chakra was stable. He was not about to attack. The group whispered for a few moments as Naruto sat there peacefully, whistling a jaunty tune. As they then finally broke apart. "So, already have a plan in motion," said Naruto, as Shikamaru stood behind the group. As Naruto looked down when he saw the shadow, he did not even move as it connected to his, as Naruto was forcefully brought to his feet. "Huh, you caught me. That's one thing about you, Naruto. You're always a bit too overconfident," said Shikamaru. "I know you let me catch you, but it's the only way I can think of. So we can get past you." Shikamaru really didn't see any way out of this. They had to split their forces. They would be weak in going after the Zone 4, but they had to split their forces because without that, they would not pass. It was then that Rock Lee moved. He dashed from tree branch to tree branch as he moved past Naruto. As Rock Lee was strong enough to perhaps slow the group down, and Neji as well. As Neji took to the other side, as the both of them separated, moving so they could go around. Choji slammed his hands together as his body got large. "Human boulder!" he shouted as he leaped up in the sky. It was then that Shikamaru felt it. Shikamaru dropped down to his knees. He felt his heart beating 5 times faster than normal. A feeling of dread settled over his body. As he watched his shadow detach from Naruto's, his eyes widened as sweat ran down his face. His heart slowly returning back to a normal beating rhythm. What the hell was that?" said Shikamaru as he glanced up. Choji slammed down into the ground. As Kiba shouted, "Did you get him?" But when the smoke cleared and Choji moved, Naruto was no longer there. Meanwhile, as Lee and Neji was quickly regrouping as they were making their way, trying to slow the group down until the others arrived, or if they managed to subdue Naruto somehow. As Neji Byakugan was seeing something was blinking in his vision. It was coming fast. "Lee, watch out!" Lee turned as he brought his arms in an X motion, only for whatever it was to phase right through him and appear behind him. It was not literally phase, but the speed was just so immense. A bone-crushing kick slammed into Lee's back as he was sent hurtling forward back towards the direction where he came from. As Neji looked up as he saw the blonde above him, Neji turned as he struck out the palm, only for Naruto's hand to come down as well. As Neji was surprised when he saw Naruto's hand focusing his chakra on the tip of his fingers, just like how the Hyuga strike. The two colliding forces slammed together as a wave of chakra destroyed trees and bushes all around. As Neji stepped back only for Naruto to intercept him, several fists slammed into his stomach as a brutal kick knocked him away back to the same direction, where he crashed. Lee groaned on the ground, as he had sparred Gai Sensei many times before, and Gai Sensei hit hard, but Naruto was so strong. It was almost unbelievable. It took a moment as the others arrived, as they caught up. "I told you guys, I can't allow you to pass," said Naruto. As he stood there, Shikamaru cursed. His plan was to split them up, and them to hold Naruto here for a moment or so. But with his speed and strength, he didn't see any way of doing that, as Naruto was able to single-handedly defeat the both of them. As he watched as they picked themselves up, things did not look good for them. Shikamaru was thinking about a possible way to win this, but Naruto was perfect in every area. They could not trap him in the shadow. They could not brute force him. Shikamaru was at a loss what to do, and from the things that he has heard, Naruto's chakra level far surpassed any Jonin, or probably even the Sanins. So that made things a whole lot worse. They would run out of chakra long before he was even halfway done. "I see your understanding now," said Naruto, as he saw the look on Shikamaru's face. "You will not get past me. So, go home." "Shikamaru, what do we do?" said Kiba. I don't know." The group was surprised. They looked toward Shikamaru. He was drawing a blank here. "I don't see any way of getting past him. Brute force will not work, even if all of us jump at the same time. Given his past records, he has shown that he could take all of us. And not to mention what we saw in the Chunin exams. He can transform into that strange reptile thing. And that just increases strength and power even more." As Ninja scowled, he was angered by this. He had saw Naruto's chakra once before. It was so dense that his eyes could not look through it. And it seems like he had several different chakra inside of him. Naruto flashed through hand sign. "Move," said Shikamaru as they all jumped back, but it was too late as he slammed both hands on the ground. "Wood style. Concubine bind," said Naruto, as vines erupted from the ground. The group tried to leap and jump away. Choji was the first one to be grabbed, his arms and legs grabbed by the vines. As he struggled to get free, Lee smashed his fist into one of them as he ripped it apart, but then he was grabbed around the waist and slammed into the ground. Neji tried to hit them with his Shayugen, but he was grabbed. Kiba, Akamaru the same. Shikamaru being the last one to grab, as he was at the back. As all of them were suspended in mid-air, the vines grabbing their arms and legs, as it separated their hands so they could not perform any hand sign at all, as they were all strung up in mid-air. The group frowned. Shikamaru then felt something. Their chakra. The vines were absorbing them, as he felt himself getting weaker. "So what? Is this it? Drain us of our chakra and kill us?" "This is very unyouthful," said Lee, as he struggled to get out, but no matter what he did, he could not. Neji, all of them tried to get free, but they could not. After a while, Naruto dropped them, as they were too weak to even fight him, as Shikamaru could barely even get above the ground. As he panted, his body was exhausted by barely moving, as Naruto stepped over them. "Well, I told you guys not to fight, but you still decided to fight me. So I had to make sure I take you out of commission. Don't worry, you won't die. I left you with enough to survive, but you won't be chasing after me or anyone else." Shikamaru collapsed on his back. "You're a really troublesome blonde, you know that? So what now? Now that you defeated us, what are you gonna do? Attack Konoha?" "Of course not," said Naruto. "Why would I do that? You're mixing in. You're with Orochimaru. Aren't you supposed to be evil or something like that?" "Well, I am evil, but think about it. What has Konoha ever done to me? I mean, I did not grow up there. And when I did come back, I was known as a legend. You know this is gonna ruin your reputation, right? I mean, your father was one of the greatest Hokages, and yet you're betraying the village." "I suppose you're right," said Naruto. "But at least you guys did try to stop me. You can be known as a group that was almost successful, even though you were nowhere close." "How much were you holding back," said Shikamaru. "I mean, you have Mokitan, if I'm not mistaken." Something that only the first Hokage was able to do. Yeah, said Naruto. Well, yes. Through joining Konoha, I have been holding back a lot. But holding back is a fun part, when people don't know how much strong you are. It was fun. I guess you all fell for my ruse. As Shikamaru narrowed his eyes to the blonde, he was smiling. Shikamaru couldn't tell if he was joking or not. But he was nonchalant. There was no anger or hatred, nothing. He was just smiling. As Naruto picked himself up, well then, I better be going, he said, as he started to move off. That was until he sensed something as he jumped, as sand hit the ground where he was standing. I'm afraid I can't allow you to do that, Uzumaki. Ah, so Tsunade sent for help out of the village. I didn't expect to see you guys here, said Naruto. As Naruto leaped away as a puppet tried to grab him, as he landed on a tree branch. He ducked as a massive gust destroyed the tree as he landed on his feet. As he was surrounded, as he looked towards the sand through, Gaara at the front, Temari behind him, conquering the trees. As Naruto looked around, so you guys are the backups. Uzumaki, why are you doing this? You can call me Naruto, Gaara. Very well then, Naruto. Why are you doing this? Isn't it simple? I'm bored of Konoha, so I'm showing my true colors. Then why? Why did you stop me from going on a rampage and destroying Konoha? As Shikamaru was close enough to hear what they were saying. Perhaps I just want to mess with the snake freak. But no, you're joining him. It doesn't make any sense. Most things I do doesn't really make any sense, said Naruto. I'm unpredictable that way. As Naruto then glanced up. Sorry love, he said. Guess I won't be able to take you on a date, given that I'll be a missing link from now on. When did I ever told you I would agree to something like that? Well, you didn't exactly say anything, but I was wondering, both of us would make a good couple. You know, I'm not basically an enemy of the sun, so I can't come to your village and take you out if you want me to. Konoha is allied with the sun, and we're here to restrain you. Come on, said Naruto. Haven't I shown you guys that you can't? This isn't going to be like last time, when you humiliated us, said Kankuro. Oh, is that so? So you guys have gotten stronger, more powerful. Is that it? Said Naruto. Well then, try. As Naruto extended both of his hands. You'll be coming back with us. The Hokage would really appreciate that, said Gaara. As his hand shot forward. I thought we were over this, Gaara, said Naruto, as he spewed flames out of his mouth without even weaving a hand sign. Gaara's hand was instantly turned into glass. As Naruto moved as a massive gust turned the glass into dust as he flashed. Behind Temari, she swung her fan, but he twisted his body around hers as he placed one arm around her stomach and another one at her throat with two fingers touching her jugular. And just like that, bam, you're dead, said Naruto. Temari froze as she gulped. She could not move without dying. As her eyes narrowed towards the blonde. Don't you dare hurt her, said Kankuro, as Naruto glanced up. Of course not, he said, as he rubbed a hand on her chin. I'll never hurt a pretty thing like this. You know, you're one beautiful girl. Are you here to fight or flirt, she said. Kind of both. Well, now that you show up, I must say, this figure of yours is outstanding, said Naruto, as he ran a hand down her waist. Temari glared at him as her cheeks turned a bit red. Let go of me. Why would I do that? I'm the enemy, remember, said Naruto. But don't worry, I won't harm a hair on your pretty little head. As long as you guys just return back to your village, we won't have to get in any problems. As Naruto watched the sand coming towards him slowly, as he did not pay too much attention on it, it wrapped around his leg. Guess I'm caught. As he was yanked down and smashed into the ground. As Gaara pulled Naruto out once again, but what he pulled was a doll. A doll with so much explosive notes. Gaara covered it in his sand. Boom! As the sand compressed the explosion though. As Gaara felt a tap on his shoulder, he turned around as his sand shot forward, but there was no one there. There was a broken sound as Kankuro saw his puppets lying on the ground. What the hell? The group saw something moving around them. Something was moving so fast that they couldn't even see it. Where the hell was he? As Tamar pulled out her fan, Gaara, Kankuro, as both of them step aside as she swings her fan, a gust ripped through the entire place, leveling almost every tree around them, chopping and tearing them down. When the smoke and dust cleared, there was no one standing there. That was when Tamar felt a hand on her butt. And this shape. Damn, said Naruto. You know, how about I become a ninja of your village? And you become my girl, said Naruto. I mean, I'll give my life of crime up for this figure. Get your hand off my butt, she said. But it's so amazing, said Naruto. As he started to move his hand around, she swung her fan to take his head clean off. But Naruto was already towards her stomach. As he started to touch her navel, she looked down as he brought her fan down as he jumped back right into a ball of sand as it grabbed him. The sand wrapped around Naruto's head was the only thing exposed. You're coming back with us, Uzumaki. I mean, Naruto, said Gaara. Very well. Bring me back. Kankuro raised an eyebrow. Wait, really? Yeah, said Naruto. Well, only if your sister gave me a kiss. Wait, what? That's it. I'll come back and I'll even go for the Uchiha and bring him back. If your sister there, give me a kiss. I'll risk everything just for a kiss from her. But you're stuck, Kankuro said. Oh, am I now, said Naruto. The group froze as they heard the voice. It was coming from above them. As they saw Naruto hovering in the air. He can fly? Poof! The clone exploded in Gaara's sand. As Naruto slowly descended down to the ground. Is this just a game to you, said Temari. Yes, a fun one, said Naruto. But as I said, one kiss, and it will be all over. I'm not kissing you, she said. Her cheeks a bit red as she couldn't believe she was saying this on a battlefield. Just, who was this guy? Hey Kankuro, Gaara, mind talking to your sister for me? I mean, it's quite simple. Kankuro narrowed his eyes as he realized that they were just being toyed with. Gaara did not want to kill Naruto as he wanted to subdue him and bring him back, as Naruto had changed him and helped him. And he did not believe that the Uzumaki had turned dark and evil. Something was off that Gaara could not put his finger on. I'll even give you this, said Naruto as he pulled out a ceiling tag. This suppress anyone's chakra. So once you place this on me, I won't be able to move one bit. So how about it? As Tamar glared at him until Kankuro spoke. Well, it's just, I'm not kissing him, she said. Are we seriously talking about this right now? As their cheeks were flushed red. Along with the Konoha group, they were hearing shouting, as Gaara had moved them from the battlefield, so they would not get hurt. As they heard Tamar and the others shouting, as Kankuro scratched the back of his head. He's toying with us, said Kankuro. We can't beat him. As Gaara knew that very well. As Naruto had defeated the three of them by himself, with ease when they fought last time. And the Uzumaki still hadn't transformed yet into that thing. Now you can see, said Naruto. The only way to bring me back, and to get the Uchiha back, and to get in good favors with Konoha, is to kiss me. You helped me, Uzumaki. And I don't want to kill you, said Gaara. Then it's simple, said Naruto. As Tamar was glaring at him, as her cheeks were red. Were they really talking about this? Despite her attitude and the way she acted, she never actually kissed a person before. Because her brother was Gaara and people feared her brother, and in so they feared to come near her. It was then that the ground beneath Naruto burst open, as Kankuro Puppy came out and wrapped him up. Huh. You talk too much, said Kankuro, and now Karasu has got you. As the joints all locked into place wrapping around the puppet, wire constricting Naruto inside. I've been caught, said Naruto, and I'm stuck. Tamar placed her fan right beside his head. Try anything, and I'll bat your head off. Come on, we both know that you won't kill me, said Naruto. And why not? Because you like me, said Naruto. What? What the hell gave you that idea? Don't know, said Naruto, as he smiled. So, about that kiss. Are you delusional? You're captured. Oh, is that so? Said Naruto. as Kankuro felt his strings on his puppet start to tremble a bit. Before Naruto's eyes flashed green, a monstrous amount of chakra erupted from him. As it was violent, it was a mixture of red, green, and black. It shredded the puppet and threw Temari away. Before she could crash on the ground, though, she was caught, bridal style by Naruto, and they were gone. As Gaara looked around along with Kankuro, what just happened? Meanwhile, "Let me go," said Temari. As he was fast, it was like they were there 1 second, next second they were not. As Naruto placed her down, she raised her fan towards his face as he raised his hands. "Just a single kiss. Know that we're away from your brothers. How about it? I can still fight you, but you won't win." "And who the hell tells you that?" "Well, I'm stronger than all three of you combined. But I like to play around, you see. So how about it?" As you can see, in your hand, she looked down and she realized she was holding onto the ceiling tag. "When did you?" asked Naruto wink. "So, about that kiss." As she bit her lip, "If I do this, you surrender yourself?" "Yes." She looked around. "They won't be coming here for a while. They're coming though. So make your choice quickly." She couldn't believe that she was thinking this over as her cheeks were a bit red. "Fine," she said. "I'll do it. But, mark my words, if you don't surrender yourself, I'll kill you," she said. As Naruto raised his hands, "I will." She stepped forward. "So, how do you..." She was caught off guard and he wrapped his arms around her. As she felt his hand trail onto her back as she felt something tingle, he then locked his lips with hers. As she felt her mouth move with emotion, as she found herself melting into the kiss, the aroma, the feeling, as his hands glide along her back, as she was not stopping him as his hands go down towards her butt. He lifted her up and pressed her up against a tree. As she had the instinct to fight him off, but she didn't want to. As they finally broke apart, she was panting, her face all flush, as she couldn't believe what they just, as she took several deep breaths. "That was amazing, right?" said Naruto, as he had this cocky smile on his face. She shook her head, even though her cheeks were a bit red. "Alright now. I did what you asked. Now turn around." As she was about to place Seal on his back, he grabbed her hand. "Sorry, I'm not going to." "What? You said that?" "Yes, I did say I would turn myself in. But did I say when?" "You son of a..." As Naruto placed a finger to her lip. "Shh. Don't ruin the moment." He leaned forward and gave her a kiss on the forehead. "I'll see you soon. Next time, we can take that a bit further." And with that, he was gone. That was the scene that Kankuro and Gaara came upon. What happened?" said Kankuro. She grumbled, as she did not want them to see her face. It was still red and blushing. He got away. Time skip. Sasuke emerged from the coffin, as he wasn't sure where he was. As he was in an arena of some sorts, as he didn't know what the hell was going on as he looked around. But he felt incredible. His power, the feeling, this power, it was just so immense. As he had this smile on his face, as Sasuke felt someone as he turned, as he saw the blonde on the ground, his eyes closed like he was sleeping. "Naruto?" said Sasuke, as Naruto cracked open the eye and he yawned and stretched. "Oh, you're finally out of that, huh?" said Naruto, as he looked over at Sasuke. Well, you have gotten some improvement, but nothing to gawk about," said Naruto. "What are you..." "Oh wait, you deserted the village." "You saying that after what you did?" said Naruto, as Naruto shook his head. "Don't shame me. You left. You're no one missing then." "I am," said Naruto. "But so are you, dumbass." Sasuke clenched his teeth. "It does not matter. Konoha could not give me what I wanted. You grew powerful under Orochimaru, and I want the same. So you want to follow in my footsteps, huh? Said Naruto. Sasuke nodded. The moment he nodded, a hand slammed into his face. Sasuke felt everything jumble around for a few seconds. Before his eyes refocused, next thing he knew he was in the wall. His throat was grabbed as he was being lifted off his feet. As Naruto's eyes were green with slits in them, half of his face was producing heat, unnatural heat as Sasuke started to sweat. So you want to become strong, huh? Said Naruto as he tightened the hole around Sasuke's neck. You want to become powerful. You want to look death in the eyes and tell him no. Strong enough to kill your own brother. You want to have my kind of power? You want to have my kind of strength? Well then, are you ready to put your body, your mind, your very soul through hell to get what you want? As Naruto's voice was stern and angry as he spoke to Sasuke, Sasuke was fighting the urge not to wet himself, as this ominous feeling came from Naruto that shook him to the core, as he trembled to his bones. As Naruto's eyes seemed to stare into his, as Naruto's face started to melt to show magma underneath. It was like his face was literal magma, lava melted together. As Sasuke started to see scales as the lava started to drip to the ground, it was Naruto's skin, as he saw Naruto's reptilian features coming out. So tell me, Sasuke, is that what you want? Sasuke's mind replayed the events of what Itachi showed him a long time ago, of him slaughtering their parents. Despite half of his airway being locked off, his eyes became determined and narrowed. Yes, he said, as Naruto threw him as he flipped. Lucky enough he landed on his feet. As Naruto smiled, well then Sasuke, it seems like you're ready for the big leagues. So I'll teach you more deadly techniques and make you stronger. How about that? Said Naruto. Sasuke got to his feet. As long as you don't waste my time, I'm in. As Naruto smiled, until it turned to a laughter. A dark, cryptic laughter. Meanwhile, as Orochimaru was watching everything from the cameras, he already had to switch a body earlier on, well before this event even happened, because he was forced, so he couldn't do anything until 3 years. But as he sat in his chambers, well, Sasuke would indeed get stronger, and know that Naruto's return back to him. Things were good. Yes, very good. Time skip. Konoha. Sakura was depressed once again, as she returned to hear that Sasuke has been gone, as he was allowed to escape because of Naruto. Tsunade had saw the girl. The girl was coming good in her medical ninjutsu already because Naruto taught her what she taught him by then. So she decided to take the girl as a pupil, train her to keep her mind off the events because there was things that she or no one else should know. So she took her on as a pupil. Sakura had easily and quickly accepted it because she needed power. She needed to become a whole lot stronger so that she could bring them back, even by force if necessary. She would knock some sense into Naruto after all. He was a pervert who loves to just have fun. Konoha was fun, so she would show him that it was fun by beating some sense into his head. As for Tsunade, she was getting a bit angry. She had put her faith in the blonde, but yet she hadn't received any news at all. Currently, she was in her bed from a long full day of working and many words from the counselors. She would have to put Sasuke in the bingo book as well. After all, she needed for Naruto, and Sasuke left by his own volition. After all, Sakura was there. The council members were trying to say that he was under the correct mark. The civilians one, that is. But Tsunade couldn't make it look like she was biased. And not to mention she had to show that she was angry at both of them. But he was with Naruto now. Well, she hoped. After all, he was the one that stopped the group. At least he didn't harm any of them badly. You know, Jiraiya would pay a lot of money to see this sight. Tsunade jumped a bit, shocked by the closeness of the voice, as she saw the blonde standing right there in the darkness. Shh, he said, so she wouldn't shout. As he slipped into bed with her, she glared at the blonde, almost threatened to punch his head through the wall. As he looked over her, the gown that she was in. Do that one more time. and I'll tear your eyes out of your socket, she told him. As he looked up, well, I'll keep my eyes face to face. I really gotta up Konoha's security system. If you were able to slip in so easily without anyone finding out. Come on, it's me, said Naruto. As he gave her a smile. Sasuke is with me. Don't worry. I'll take good care of him. And when I return, I'll bring him back as well. Konoha can't help him kill Itachi, but I can. And once he's freed of his brother, he will be able to move on with his life. So, just do what you have to do. I'll handle the rest. It will be difficult, she told him. Yes, I know, said Naruto. But just trust me. You have already so far. As he pulled out a vial of blood. This is it. The information will get to you in a few days. I have someone going through the head of the person that had the information. Whose head? Don't worry, it was someone that worked for Orochimaru, said Naruto. Do you really think that you can help me, said Naruto. I'm the best medical ninja in the world. I will find a way to remove this thing that you told me about and cure this person. You still haven't told me who the person is. A very close person to me, said Naruto. And I can't afford to lose her. So another girl. She's not just any girl, said Naruto. And it's nothing sexual like that. He saw Tsunade staring at him. What? I'm just surprised, she said. You and a girl? Is she around your age? A bit older, but yes. Close enough. Huh, I'm even more surprised. Well then. As soon as you get me all this information, I'll start to work on it. But how will you sneak her out? Just leave that to me, said Naruto. And once you do this, I can finally kill the snake. And then you'll come back to the village. Maybe. Or I'll take over the hidden town and then become an emperor. And then I'll use my influence to take over the rest of the world. Starting with Konoha first, then the sand, then Kumo, then the stone, then Kiri. Then I'll take over the entire world. I'm just kidding, said Naruto. You know, you really shouldn't be making jokes like this with the situation that you're in. Yeah, but come on. Even the worst times you have to make jokes to ease the tension. I'll be back soon. But before I go though, he dropped his face right in her chest. As he started to move his head from side to side, she punched after him, but he jumped back. That was as awesome as I thought it would be. You're gonna pay for that, she told him. I'm sure by the time I return you won't remember. Oh, I will. And you will pay. As Naruto smiled. Wait, about the others. And Jiraiya. They will just have to understand when we reveal it all, said Naruto. I'll take their pissing and shouting contest at me. They will be pissed for a while, but I can take it. And you're the Hokage. You should do what is right for your village. Oh, and one more thing. Done so, said Naruto. As snapping out her eyes. But guys, in the end subscribe right here. If you want to see this person do, like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on that bell notification to stay posted. But I'm moving on, see you guys soon. Peace.